To our honored guests, our proud and dedicated parents of the completers, and my fellow educators, a victorious morning to one and all. Today, this task of introducing our prolific guest speaker is a great privilege as her fourth-year high school subject teacher during her fruitful stay in this institution. If one takes a closer look at the alchemy of our guest speaker, two virtues pop up: perseverance and hard work. She is a living testament of a woman who, with wit and grit, have reached greater heights in life. Our guest speaker graduated her secondary education in Tangke National High School as third honorable mention in March 2007. During her high school days, she is known to be a silent worker. She knew when to be silent, and she let her successes speak on her behalf. She is silent, yet very studious, and a student with a natural skill and competence as a leader. Attesting to this is when she was awarded with the President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo Leadership Award in 2007, being the Supreme Student Government President. Armed with courage, wit, and determination, she graduated in her Bachelor of Arts in Political Science in Colegio de la Purísima Concepcion in April 2011. Her prominence and success toward legal matters reverberated even more when she became champion in the Bakbakanay textual analysis debate in 2008 and champion in Panay News regional debate in the same year. In her veins also flowed the blood of a true journalist, as she was the editor-in-chief of the Purisiman publication in 2011 and was a journalism awardee in the same year, and a consistent Dean's Lister during her stay in Colegio de la Purísima Concepcion. She later decided to continue her quest in achieving her dream to become a lawyer at Centro Escolar University in Makati City in April 2015. Took the bar in 2016 and was admitted to the bar and became a full-fledged lawyer in 2017. During her quest in CEU, she was also a consistent Dean's Lister from 2011 to 2013 and received the Dean's Award for Academic Excellence in 2013. Currently, she is working as the branch clerk of court in the Supreme Court of the Philippines, Regional Trial Court Branch 201 in Las Piñas City. This long and arduous journey in becoming a full-fledged lawyer is no easy feat. She is the embodiment of commitment and dedication toward one's passion. She is the living proof that if you have set your eyes into something, and if you are laser-focused with your goals in life, coupled with hard work and dedication, nothing is impossible. Without much further ado, ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming our Reverve Completion 2023 guest speaker, Attorney Rizzy Angelica V. Maribao.
Thank you, Sir Charlie, for that wonderful introduction. Please sit down, everyone. Life is like cooking in a kitchen. What matters isn't how much mess you make, but the standard of meal you produce. Our conferment officer, Attorney Fevy Espanco, OIC Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Honorable Vince Acapuyong, Barangay Captain of Barangay Tangke, our beloved Principal, the Honorable Maria Teresa Diabusin, my lolo, the Honorable Manuel Alamudin, former Barangay Captain of Barangay 5, and his beloved wife, my Lola Dorothy, my aunts and uncles, head teachers, Ma'am Marlene G. Alvarez, Sir George Dapolano, Sir Erwin Victoriano, PTA officials, parents, faculty and staff, guests, completers, warm greetings to all. 16 years ago, I found myself in the same position that you are in now. I was among a sea of faces, so eager to move on to the next chapter of my life. The tables have turned. Now, I am here as a witness to that same eagerness, but on different faces this time. To my alma mater, thank you for entrusting me with this great honor in imparting my hard-earned wisdom to the next generation. From the time I sit there as an audience to this exact moment when I earned the right to stand in this podium and address you, what happened in between? How was I able to make something out of myself? And to answer that question, let me share with you one of my favorite hobbies, cooking. Cooking is something close to my heart. For today's topic, cooking is an analogy for life. And let me take this opportunity to instill in you my own recipe for success. It was actually during my confusing teenage years that I first laid the foundation to my present values. No matter how confused I was, one thing is for sure, I can easily access ingredients to turn my life into success. So number one ingredient, ambition. According to Merriam-Webster, the etymology of the word ambition is desire for power. The idea of ambition varies from person to person. Given my family background, I once felt powerless. That is why, for my ambition, the power I seek is the power to afford justice to those who deserve it, but are powerless to attain it. Back when I was a high school sophomore in 2004, in our English class, we were asked to write an essay with the title, "How do I see myself 20 years from now?" And I wrote, 20 years from now, I see myself a lawyer, a wife, and a mother. By next year, 2024, that essay of mine would already be 20 years old. And did I already achieve the goals that I set for myself 20 years ago? Indeed, I am now a lawyer, and my work involves the administration of justice. So yes, I got the power insofar as my first ambition is concerned. The great Salvador Dali once said, "Intelligence without ambition is a bird without wings." Imagine a bird without wings. It can never fly anywhere. So are you. You need to have an ambition. Never mind those who call you ambisyoso or ambisyosa. I am an ambisyosa myself, and that's what got me to where I am today. Your dreams are not dictated by your family background, your past experiences, not even your skills. It has always something to do with your determination to succeed. However, whatever ambition you have for yourself, always ask the question, will it make me a better person? So that's your ultimate question. Second ingredient, hard work. In 2009, the legendary Senior Justice Josue N. Bellosillo, retired Justice of the Supreme Court of the Philippines, informed me that Centro Escolar University will have a law school and he was going to be the dean. When he saw my write-ups in the Perisimian publication, and when he learned that I wanted to become a lawyer, he asked me to consider enrolling in law school. So fast forward in 2011, I finished my degree in political science. We were able to talk again, and he invited me to work for him in Manila while I study law in CEU. I became a scholar. I studied with free tuition and received allowance. In return, I worked for him. But working for justice alone is never a work in the park. and even more so when you study law while you're at it. In law school, we have at least 6 subjects a week. And in each subject, we were given at least 30 cases. Let's do the math. For every case, let's assume that each case is 20 pages. So every meeting in law school, you are expected to read at least 600 pages. The following week, you will be given a different set of cases, and the torture will begin again. Hard work is not overly dramatic. It is when you're still awake at 2 a.m. and there is no one to watch you, but you still manage to accomplish the things you're supposed to do because you know that giving up is never an option. Sabi nga nila, kung walang tiyaga, walang nilaga. So, third ingredient, failure. When I was in elementary and high school, I suffered from depression as a result of being a victim of a broken family. I grew up without my biological parents and siblings beside me, so I had to struggle on my own with the guidance and pure love from my grandparents and my aunts. In 2002, I was a freshman at Rizal Experimental Station of Pilot School of Cottage Industries in Las Piñas City. I've always been in the top 3, but when my parents separated and they had to stop sending me to school for 1 year, I felt my whole world crashed. It meant the end of the competition in school and I lost it. In September 2004, I transferred to Tangke National High School. And there is one person in Tangke National High School who is so unforgettable for me. I am not sure if she still remembers this, but when she learned about my depression, Ma'am Rosemary Adipin was really one of those teachers who shared some wonderful words. She said to me, "It's okay, Riz. Always remember that success is not about not falling. It is knowing how to rise every time you fall." Many times in our lives, especially while on your teenage lives, there will always be failure. And when I say failure, I do not necessarily mean failing grade or failing in your tests. Sometimes you have goals that you're not able to reach. Sometimes you have plans that do not push through. But is giving up an option? Of course not. Just keep going. Failure is inevitable. It is a part of your success. Failure is a temporary detour, not a dead end. It is a mere delay, not defeat. It makes you stronger to withstand the next failure. And with failure, let me talk about my first take on the bar exams. Last ingredient, prayer. I took the bar in 2015. I got loads of problems back then. So it never occurred to me that I was actually taking the biggest exam in my life. I did not study. As an achiever and considering the length of time that my family prepared for this, I really was not ready to fail. In my head, I could not face life if I failed the bar. So I prayed, I fervently prayed, "Lord, I really want to be a lawyer." But considering the amount of time I gave to my studies during my review period, it would be impossible for me to pass. Please, if I don't make it, please give me the courage to face life and go on with it. So the results were out in 2016. I did not pass. Did I die? Obviously not. Was my prayer granted? Yes. Because after the results, I was able to bravely face life. I filed for leave from work, studied hard and focused, and took the bar that same year. In 2017, I became a lawyer, and in 2018, I was appointed in a government position. Thus, notwithstanding the 2015 bar results, I managed to go on with this life, and the good Lord just redirected me to my goals. My failures in the past will remain as they are, mere failures, and nothing more without the ingredient of prayer. It is prayer which transformed my failure into something wonderful and made me stronger. From my perspective, I am proud to say that I passed the bar on second take. I am not ashamed that I passed it the second time, and I will not look down on others who made it the third time or the nth time. Because things happen, and it takes a lot of heart to take the bar after a failure. Ambition, hard work, failure, prayer, and if I may add, staying humble. So that's the recipe for success. In the art of cooking inside the kitchen, if you take away one, or if one ingredient is not of high quality, then your success will not taste as sweet. Once you dedicate yourself to acquiring those ingredients that I mentioned, success is only a matter of time, I assure you. Let me end this with a line which I have lived by over the years. Nothing great will ever be achieved without great men, and men are great only if they are determined to be so. So, completers, you know the recipe to success, but you still have to cook. Once again, congratulations. Thank you and good day, everyone.